Miley O'Keefe, leading a team that's one of the best in the country. Oregon State brings their own Olympic star, gold medalist Jade Carey, the top all-around gymnast right now in the USA. And Arizona State, with all-around star Hannah Sharf, beat both California and UCLA to close with 4 conference wins in a row. They all share the same floor at the same time right now to decide the Pac-12 Gymnastics Championship. It is the best day of the year. It's also the longest day of the year. And we're only halfway home. As the light of day fades in Salt Lake City, the lights go up inside the Maverick Center for the Pac-12 Gymnastics Championships, session number 2. Earlier today in session 1, for the first time ever, we went 4 at a time. UCLA rallied on the strength of a big beam rotation to post a 196.95. Their freshman star, Emma Malabuyo, had another great meet, and she had the highest floor of the day, going 99.25. UCLA puts up a 49.425 for the floor to complete the comeback and win the session. They won the beam and the floor to come from behind. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Salt Lake. It's Jim Watson, the Olympic gold medalist, Amanda Borden. So we look at UCLA's score. Not quite a 197. It's a good score, but it's not a great score. Is it enough to hold up?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think any one of these teams can beat that score if they put their best meet together. The question is going to be who can handle the pressure, because in all reality, any one of these teams could win the title here tonight. And
the 4 teams in action tonight, they all tied for first. It was the first time it ever happened. They all went 5-2. They beat up on each other. So now we're going to settle it on a neutral floor. But wait, we're only 10 miles from the University of Utah, so Red Rock Nation is going to be well represented inside this building. They're the highest seed, they're the highest ranking, and oh, by the way, they have the defending all-around champion in the great Miley O'Keefe.
Well, she was just named the Pac-12 Specialist of the Year. She has put up perfect 10s on both the uneven bars, 2 times on the balance beam, where she is ranked 4th. She's elegant and stunning, and the good news for this Utah team is she's going to be in all 4 events here today.
In the 35-year history of Pac-12 gymnastics, no one has ever had a freshman season like Jade Carey. She won 41 of her 45 events, undefeated in the all-around, and she's also the Olympic gold medalist on the floor.
And she has the most difficult gymnastics we're going to see in this competition. She's got the big skills. She's been consistent. She's been perfect on both bars and floor, near perfect on vault and beam. She's ranked #1 in the country in the all-around, and she just recently earned the Pac-12 Freshman and Gymnast of the Year. It's going to be a great night of gymnastics.
Oregon State, Arizona State, California, and Utah. They tied for the regular season title. Let's settle it. It's the Pac-12 Gymnastics Championships from Salt Lake City, live on the Pac-12 Network. Salt Lake, and most people indoors, even though it was a beautiful day. Come on inside the Maverick Center. We're expecting a crowd upwards of 9,000 for 4 teams that tied for first, and this is the way it works. Utah, as the top seed, starts in the Olympic order on vault. Cal on bars, Oregon State on beam, Arizona State on floor, and we rotate around like we usually do, once again, in the Olympic order. The difference is now it's an NCAA format, and that we used to go 1 at a time. Now we're going 4 at a time. So we'll bounce around the room as much as we can, but we will miss some routines. If you want to see everything, or you want to follow your team or concentrate on one of the events, go to pac-12.com/now, and you'll find 4 links. You click on any event that you want, and you can follow your team. You can watch the beam all night. On those 4, you don't have our commentary. Maybe some of you, that's even better. Well, we had a morning session that was good, not great. UCLA, 196, and almost a 197. We'll see how long it holds up. But all 4 of these teams you mentioned have gone well above that score this year. We start on the vault. Miley O'Keefe.
Layout vault, the most common vault, although we're seeing some unique skills on this event. We have not seen her on this event all season long. She's in the all-around here tonight.
Miley, 2-time NCAA champion, Pac-12 Gymnast of the Year from last season. California begins on the bars. California coming in, maybe the hottest team. They just posted the second highest score in school history, a 197.9. And they set a record on floor of 49.6. California beat Utah during the regular season, but Utah comes in the higher seed. Here's the lineup for California. Perea has already gone 9.875 again. They're going 4 at a time, so Nevaeh D'Souza will be second up. D'Souza on the bars this year has gone 9.8 or better 8 times, and 3 times she's gone 9.875.
Well, this is a great event for Cal. They have the details, the high-flying releases. They got to stay cool and calm as they open on this event.
And California ranked 10th in the country, 2nd in the conference.
High-flying pike Jaeger. Combination down to the low bar. She finishes this routine with a full twisting double back. Nice position in the air. Oh, a little stiff in the legs when she went to land.
Got to hold on to those landings, especially in this meet against these teams. Every 10th is going to count.
Right here when she lands, watch her legs. They're stiff. They kind of straighten back a little bit. So that sends her hips behind her heels. Anytime your weight shifts forward or backwards, you have to take that step. You can talk about every event being a challenge to start on. These athletes have been waiting for this moment. They have a lot of adrenaline, but they know how to handle it. They've got to just find their rhythm. Utah in the second spot, Cammie Hall had a major mistake. She sat her vault down.
So again, 6 will compete, 5 will score. They're going to have to drop that score. 1, 2. There's Jimmy Pratt, the assistant coach at Utah this year. Longtime coach at Denver. And he's talking to Stanhope, Lucy Stanhope. So there's the score for Hall. They're going to want to scratch that. So putting more pressure now on the back 4 in the lineup, beginning with Stanhope. Stanhope has a couple of wins and is ranked 15th in the country on this event 5 times. She's gone 9.9 twice. She's gone 9.95.
Well, their spots 2 through 6, they have tremendous difficulty on this event. The Yurchenko 1.5 twists. We talk about risk versus reward. It's a hard vault to land. Lucy's performing that vault as well.
Highest score of the day so far on vault, 9.9. We saw 2 of those in the early session.
Good position on the table, and a smart decision to land and take that step forward. Sometimes with the 1.5 twist, if you're too aggressive and you're going for the stick, your feet land in front of you, and that's what causes you to sit down. But I think any team out here will tell you they don't need to worry about sticking landings. They just need to relax and focus in on their good technique. They're incredible gymnasts on the floor here.
Jordan Jaslow started Arizona State off on the floor. This is Emily White. Emily White has won this year on the floor, and 4 times. She's got at least 9.85.
And she's one of their strong all-around athletes. We talk a lot about Hannah Sharp, who we'll see in the anchor position, but Emily has put up an all-around score this year of a 39.6, so quite the athlete. Opening with a beautiful front double full. Arizona State last year, 2021, had an incredible Pac-12 performance, their best in 15 years. So high expectations for this team this year as they came out. I know it was a goal to be in this session for this team. And the biggest reason is you can feel the energy in this building. These teams really feed off of it.
We told you earlier today, we'll repeat it, there are 7 gymnasts in this conference with Olympic pedigree and NCAA championships on their resume, including Maya Bordas, defending NCAA champion on the bars. 7 times she's gone 9.85, had a 9.95 against Arizona.
Well, look at the rotation that Cal has going.
Williams and Lee just went 9.925. Those are the highest scores of the day on bars.
Oh, wow, that's a mistake. Tipping that cast handstand. Can she regroup? Opens right here with the huge Jaeger. Way above the bar. That is not easy to do. She'll get a small deduction. Finishing in combination giant full double tuck. She needs to open, spot the ground. There it is, way to stick with it. Right away at the top of that routine, she went aggressive on that cast handstand, lost it in her lower back. Added a pirouette, a giant turn. Woo. Incredible. The mistake happened early on, so to stick with it, stay with it all the way through, but watch how impressive this is. Double tuck opens up, and that gives her time to see the landing.
This happened just a couple of moments ago. This is Lexi Birch, who is a late add into the lineup for Utah. Last year's Pac-12 Specialist of the Year and an All-American on this event. Her last 4, 9.85, and she brought something special early.
1.5 twist, and look at that landing.
That's a 9.925, and that's the highest score on that event so far today in either session. So forget about Cammie Holland. Now you need McCallum to finish it off.
Grace performs a unique vault. We see the Yurchenko where they do the round off onto the board, back handspring onto the table, and then all the action off. Well, she does a half turn onto the table, then blocks off in the front handspring to a tuck half. She needs to put good landing gear on. Very nice.
She's ranked 15th in the country. She's won on the event this year, and all 11 of her vaults have been at least 9.825.
Well, man, the pressure was on. I mean, for Utah to have a mistake in the second spot on their very first event, the pressure was there. You could feel it. But Alexia Birch, their senior athlete, really picked up the energy for the team, and that's exactly what they needed. They need to relax a little bit.
Utah, the best team in the conference on the vault, ranked 5th in the country. There's Tanya Chaplin, the Oregon State head coach, who just before the meet started today was named the Pac-12 Coach of the Year for the 6th time. So congratulations to her. And you mentioned in the open that Jade Carey, the freshman and gymnast of the year, and Milo O'Keefe, the specialist of the year.
Well, this is one of their senior athletes, Maddie Dagan.
And Oregon State finds itself in a similar position as Utah did with a early score they want to drop. So they get back. Lauren Lesh goes 9.9. Jenna Domingo went 9.85. Sydney Gonzalez 9.85. And here's Maddie Dagan. So you need Dagan and then Jade Carey to score on beam.
Well, I had a chance to talk to the coaches about starting on the balance beam. I mean, we talk about it all the time. Everybody has to go there, so it's just the reality. But for this Oregon State team, they started recently on this event. It felt really good about it.
Well, the first session we saw Arizona open on the beam, and Arizona actually went 49.225 and led the meet after opening on beam. Dagan is all conference on this event. The last 6 scores on beam have all been 9.8 or better. And she's coming off a career high 9.95. She's had that score twice this year.
She has such a nice rhythm on this event, moving in and out of every skill she performs. She had a small balance check on her flip lay early on, but everything else was great.
A couple of minutes ago, Maddie Williams, California on the bars.
Release move up to the high bar, pack salto back down. Finishing double layup. Dropping it in for a perfect landing.
And that part of a great rotation for California. Perea had gone 9.875, D'Souza 9.85, then Williams got a 9.925, as did Andy Lee. They end up dropping Maya Boris, the defending NCAA champion on the event. And Maya Lazan went 9.85 in the anchor spot. So California goes 49.425 in its opener to take an early lead. And we're still not done with Oregon State and Arizona State. And speaking of Oregon State, here's Jade Carey.
She's ranked 11th on the balance beam. That's her lowest ranking, by the way.
That's right.
She's top
outside
5.
the top 10, yeah.
Yeah, and everything else, including first on bars and in the all-around.
And yet she's gone 9.9 or better 7 times on the beam. She had a 9.975 against UCLA.
Triple series here, front handspring. Front aerial to the back handspring, layup, step out. A bobble.
We knew Jade Carey would be the freshman of the year. She is also the gymnast of the year in this conference.
Dismounted gator and layout full up the side. That'll definitely knock off that early score 9.65, and that is an amazing rotation. They've walked in 2.99s, 2.985s, and that's going to be up there as well. Jade will be anchoring on all 4 events. I mean, that has got to be a good feeling for this team.
And of course, now she's going to go to the floor where she won her Olympic gold medal. Andy Lee, moments ago, for California, we just showed you Maddie Williams, 9.925. Andy Lee had come right behind her in the rotation and matched it with this routine. This is about 2.5 minutes ago.
Combination down to the low bar. And then watch this release up. With the half turn, catches, keeps her feet glued together, and then finishes it with the combination giant full. Clean form in the air and a beautiful landing.
All you have to do is look at the reaction of assistant coach Janelle McDonald. So Oregon State has finished off with a 9.95 by Jade Carey in the anchor spot on beam, and the Beavers went 49.450.
That almost matches their season best. Their best is 49.475. Very close.
Wow, 9.95 by Carey. We expect it all day long from her. That's what happens when you come in with a gold medal around your neck. So Arizona State trying to stay focused. They're the only team still in action here in the first rotation again. Utah went 49.275 on vault. California, 49.425 on bars. Oregon State, 49.450 on beam. And now we're sitting on Arizona State, who has at least a 48.95 right now. But Hannah Scharf in the anchor spot, they want to drop the lowest score on the ledger, which would be Mangahaus with the 9.725. So Scharf needs to go well above that, get him above 49. And get the Gym Devils rolling early.
Combination front through to that double Oh, big bounce back, but
Stays
stayed in. She'll get that deduction for the hop and step.
Seemed a little nonchalant backing into the corner. I was more nervous than she was, I believe.
She has definitely been a solid rock for this team. Oh, that was a bit of a mistake there.
Wow.
Overshot the front full. We talked about it in session one. The equipment is on a podium all year long. They compete, on the floor. And then here at the championship, it's on a podium. It adds a little bounce to every piece of equipment. So for me, it always helped on floor vault. I needed that extra power, but it can make landings a little more challenging.
And not all of these teams have been on podium this year. We had meets canceled early in the season. Now, this has been a great event for Hannah Sharp. 5 times she's gone 9-9 plus, including her last 4.
Beautiful landing there on the double pike.
Yeah, that was her best pass. So it's not going to be a great score, but it should be better than the 9.725 of Jada Mangahass. So it will improve their score, put them over 49. But I fear that they'll be trailing. They'll be in 4th after 1 rotation. We'll wait and see the math. Huge number for Oregon State opening on beam. So ironically, just like we talked about with Arizona, opening on the beam, it can be an obligation or it can be an opportunity. The Gym Cats jumped on it, led after 1, and Oregon State does the same thing to a higher level in the night session.
Well, and the bottom line is, how good it feels to have the beam out of the way and then to get that kind of score.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Now they just got to keep that momentum as they go into the next 3.
Now, you mentioned it's their 2nd highest score on beam. They had a 49.475 at Denver in the finale. So their 2 best beam rotations of the year have come in the last 7 days. Oregon State came to play. The black and orange. So Oregon State 1st after 1, Cal 2nd, Utah 3rd.